Hey everyone, so I have a Fluval heater here. This is the E200. It's a 200 watt heater, good for 65 gallons. They have these, I believe, in E50, 100, 200, 300. They might even have a couple other wattages. But this one's good for 65 gallon. I got a 55 gallon tank here. And this is one of the best heaters you can get on the market. It actually has two temperature sensors, one up in the top that's always displaying the temperature of the tank, and then one lower down, and they can adjust and keep your water, it says, within about a half a degree of what you set it. And you could set this to anything within a half a degree. So you can set it at 79.5 and it'll keep it right there. It comes with a guard around it, a plastic guard around it. So let's get it out of the box so I can show it to you a little bit more up close and show you some more of the features. Alright, so here's what we get in the box. The heater itself, a little extra bracket which might be useful for some people. I'm going to use the standard suction cup bracket that's on here. But a few of the features of it is you can adjust where these suction cups are and take the heater out real easy. So these can stay on the glass, the suction cup, and you just squeeze here and you can position these, and this will position up or down to give you higher or lower. So if you ever need to take your heater out for maintenance, you don't have to get those suction cups off the wall. It'll just real easy come off. You have your display here to see the temperature when it's plugged in. And as you can see, it's guarded, so no fish can get too close and burn themselves. And also big fish and turtles, if you have it in a turtle tank, can't break the glass heater. You easily adjust by 0.5 degree increments right here. Super simple once it's plugged in. And the screen will turn red if the water is too hot, blue if it's too cold, and green if it's in the right level. And that'll be once it's all set up and taken care of your water. It'll let you know if there's a fluctuation. Other than that, it's just one of the best heaters you can get. For fish and turtles, anything aquatic, 1 degree in water is equal to about 10 degrees for air. So if you drop 5 degrees in a water tank, it's like dropping 50 degrees for a human. So you really want to have a good, precise heater that keeps it very consistent, and that's what this thing's supposed to do. Lots of the older style heaters didn't really detect the water temperature well. They just kind of went on and off as how you set them, how much they would go on. This one actually takes temperature readouts and adjusts accordingly. So we're going to get it in the tank and see how it goes, and I'm going to set it up to about 78. I haven't decided what fish I'm putting in here yet, so I'm just going to set it to 78, get it up there and running, and see how it works for the next few days and see if it keeps my tank consistent. So let's go ahead and throw it in. Alright everyone, so I've put it in my tank and it's heating up the tank now. As you can see, it's flashing blue because it's very far off what it's set to. On the top here, you'll see if I move this, it goes up by ½ degrees. So I'm actually going to set it to 77, and when I decide what fish I'm going to have, I'll adjust from there. But I'm going to let it heat up to 77 now. And like I told you, it has two sensors, one on the top, one on the bottom. So it's sensing in the top that it's too cold and it's blinking because it's set to 77. But it was just plugged in. Let's let it go ahead and heat up to the right temperature, and we'll take a little look at how it's working once it heats up the tank and see how long that takes. Alright everyone, so it's been about 2 hours, and as you can see here, now it says 75.5, and it is still heating up to my 77. And I've got another thermometer on the tank here and it's saying 75.9. So very close. This only goes in 0.5 increments, and it is spot on basically with the other thermometer on the tank. So it's almost there. I'm going to let it keep running overnight and come back and finish this review tomorrow when I can see how it holds on to temperature and everything. So far it looks like it's doing great, getting our tank up to the proper 77 that we have it set to. And we'll come back and see what it's looking like in a little bit. Alright, so it's been over a day, and I could tell you, this thing is damn amazing. I set this to 77 and it shows 77 right on it. Doesn't fluctuate more than ½ degree. It's been pretty darn spot on. And I want to show you again my external thermometer here. And it's showing 77.5. There's going to be plus or minus so many degrees on each device. But that's pretty darn close. I mean, I'd say that's pretty darn awesome. So overall, this heater here is keeping my tank within a ½ degree based on other thermometers what it's set at. And that's pretty darn good. I got a 200 watt here for a 55 gallon. Anything above a 55 gallon, I'd probably go with their 300 watt. You can even use a 300 watt for a 55 gallon, but the bigger the better because they don't have to work as hard. But this one works perfect for me. and they rated up to 65 gallons. 55 gallon here with a 200 watt. But amazing heaters, the Fluval E series. Check them out. They are a little more expensive, but if you got, you know, expensive fish in your tank, you want to keep a very sturdy temperature, and that's what this is doing. Now there's a couple other features I also want to tell you about. If this thing is not in water, some of the old heaters, if they, you know, let's say you do a water change and you drain your water, they can burst and then electrify your fish if they overheat. This one will turn off if it's out of water. As well as you can see, it's fully submersible. I didn't mention that before, but it's fully underwater there. And it just has some safety features that others don't have, and it's, you know, you spend a little bit more up front, but they're still about 50 bucks or less depending on the wattage, and you get a very accurate temperature. So if you have any questions, let me know. Happy pet keeping, happy fish keeping. We'll see y'all later.